Yes, people. Welcome back to another stream. Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 0. Oh man, I'm tired. I am tired, man. I am tired. Do me a favor, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I think we're 20 subscribers off 84.5k. And let's have a chat about this, man. Let's have a chat. That was absolutely shit. You know me. I call a spade a spade. That was absolute. That was just brutal to watch. That was sore on my eyes, sore on my brain, sore on 1-0 Villa. Probably flatters us. It absolutely flatters us. We didn't have a shot on their goal in the second half. We were absolutely outplayed, outclassed, outrun, outdesired, out everything you can think that you need to win a football game. Villa did better than us. No desire, overrun in the midfield, no determination, fuck all chance creation. That was absolutely embarrassing to watch. Embarrassing. At no point did I feel we were going to get back into that game. I said at halftime to my mates in the group chat, it's a when Villa score, not an if. It's a when. And I knew if they scored a goal, it was curtains. Because we did not look like scoring at all. The midfield, the defense, everything. Other than Ederson, nobody can walk off that pitch and say they had a good game. Ederson kept us alive. Ederson kept us. We were absolutely peppered. I know in the preview we went with a Stones, Rico, and Alvarez midfield, and you can argue all you want saying, oh, but it's not their natural positions. They should still not be getting overrun the way they did. The gimmick is up now. The gimmick is up. Alvarez is not a midfielder. He's not a midfielder. It's not where he's meant to be. The job is not working. No control. 3 points from 12 now. Man, this league's not gone, but we're making life very fucking difficult for ourselves. Really, really difficult for ourselves. And going to Luton on Sunday, you think that's a guaranteed win? You're absolutely bonkers. You saw how they played against Arsenal. You saw how they played against Liverpool. There's something seriously wrong in the team right now. Seriously wrong. This last month has taught us massively that the sale of Ilkay Gundogan was detrimental. Detrimental. Because we have nobody right now available that can control the middle of the park other than Rodri. And you can't expect to put the weight of the world on Rodri's shoulders. You can't. It's not fair on Rodri to say you have to control the whole midfield from top to bottom and stop wave after wave of attack. Akanji beside him doesn't work. When he's not there, who does it? John Stones doesn't work. He's not fit. He was crap tonight. He's not fit. He's not match sharp. Rico Lewis was like a lost dog. He's a young lad. He's like a lost dog tonight. No, didn't know what he was meant to be doing. We had a 0 XG from the 11th minute onwards. Have you ever seen a Pep Guardiola team have such little control of a game? I'm absolutely mind blown. And it's not a case of Villa's team is just better than ours, because it's not. The players that took to that pitch tonight were capable of a much better performance than we saw. That was horrendous. Horrendous to watch. 3 points from 12. Crazy, man. Crazy. I'm a bit lost for words. I'm genuinely a bit lost for words. Vardiol, stinking. Kyle Walker, stinking. Vardiol's not a left back. He's not a left back right now. Whatever he may grow into being in the future and whatever he may develop into, he's not a left back right now. He looks so nervous. He looks so nervous. Leon Bailey had him on toast. Absolute toast. John McGinn ran the middle of the park. Douglas Luiz ran the middle of the park. It's just not good enough. Haaland was shit. They were all shit, man. They were all shit. But in fairness to Haaland, he's a striker that needs service. He got no fucking service. There's no creativity. There's no control. I don't know. That was embarrassing. That was really, really embarrassing, that game. Genuinely. Tough to watch, man. Tough to watch. Where do we even go? Where do I even start? Where do I even start with this one? Properly? Possession, 54% in our favour. We had 2 shots on goal. 2 shots in comparison to Villa's 22. We were absolutely peppered. Peppered. 7 shots on target from Villa. 2 for us. Absolutely peppered we were. 1-0 genuinely flatters us. It genuinely flatters us. 2 shots. Do you know how crazy that is? I feel for the City fans that travelled from Manchester to Birmingham tonight to have to watch that. I love this team. I love this club. I love this manager. But performances like that, and second half performances like we had against Liverpool, second half performances like we did against Tottenham, whole performances like we did against Chelsea. It's tough to watch, man. It's tough to watch when you know you're so much better than this. You know your team is capable of so much more. You know the quality on the pitch is so much better than we're seeing. It's tough to watch. Walker was useless. Vardiol was useless. Stones, Rico. Foden showed a little bit of something. Bernardo, I didn't know he was on the pitch most of the time. The summer signings are not it right now. Kovacic came on and added nothing. Vardiol, Doku might have added something, I don't know. It's just tough, man. It's just tough. I mean, we're 4th now. We're 6 points off top. If you want to put a positive spin on it, you're more than welcome to, and I'll buy into it, which is that we've overcome deficits of 6 points and more plenty of times. But it's a long, long time since I saw a Manchester City team playing with this lack of effort, this amount of complacency. What did we think was going to happen turning up to Villa Park the way we did? What did we think was going to happen allowing Villa to control the midfield? We weren't even putting in big challenges trying to ignite some fire. We were just coasting through the game, allowing wave after wave of pressure on our defense. I'm happy to complain about the defense when they make mistakes, and they did tonight. They were poor tonight. But the midfield, the front 3, there's not enough pressing. There's not enough energy. Inviting attacks on us. It's only going to be recipe for disaster. I'm worried about Luton on Sunday. I can't believe I'm uttering those words based on what I thought at the start of the season. I'm worried about Luton on Sunday. They scored 3 against Arsenal. They could score 3 against us if they're on it. They could. Everyone's up for it. Everyone's up for it when they play Man City now. And everyone looks at us as vulnerable. And we know everyone looks at us as vulnerable. So we're still turning up with complacency. We're still turning up half-arsed. I mean, I don't know why you're saying don't panic, Luton is shit. They're not. Especially in Kenilworth Road, they're not. I'm not panicking for 1 second about winning this league, but I am concerned about the position we're putting ourselves in. You don't want to give yourself too much to do in the business end of the season. We need to be within arm's length, but we're not performing like a team challenging for the league. That's 4 games in a row we've not been good enough. It's no disaster. It's no end of world situation, but fuck me, tonight was tough. Tonight was tough to look at. Change of tactics. We need January signings, man. We need reinforcements. We need more squad depth. We're chasing that game and we're bringing on, what is he, 18, Oscar Bob? And that's no disrespect to him. But he shouldn't be first man on call when you need to go and get yourself a goal. The sales of Gundogan and Mahrez, they were bad business. They were bad. We should have given Gundo his extra year. We should have given him what he wanted. Because he will at least offer some control in the middle of the park, some presence, and some goddamn leadership would be nice. Someone to stand up and say, hang on, this isn't us. This isn't the level of football and standard we've been playing at for the last 5-6 years. This is not us. Us as fans, we know it's so much better. We know it's in there. We know the quality's there. Is Kevin De Bruyne going to fix this? Kevin De Bruyne at his best, he'll go a long way. He'll go a long way to helping us. But you can't expect Kevin De Bruyne to fix absolutely everything. You can't. It's not fair to say, Kev, you need to come back in and you need to fix every single issue we have here. Haaland, I feel bad for Haaland. We all know how good Haaland is. We all know how lethal he is when he's on form and when he's feeling confident. He looked tonight like he knew he wasn't going to get many chances, if any. He had one really within the first 10 minutes. You could call it 2, but it was in the same phase of play. After that, nothing. So we're talking 80 to 85 minutes where Erling Haaland didn't get a sniff in the box. A single sniff. If you have a lethal world-class striker like Erling Haaland and he feels he's not going to get a sniff in the box, there's a problem. There is a problem. There's an issue. I know he should have scored the header. Was he offside? I'm not sure. But he needs to be able to feel like he's going to get more chances than just that. He got nothing. 0 XG after the 11th minute. I don't even care about XG, but I know that's dreadful. Chat, do me a favor. 700 in the building. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. It helps a lot. And subscribe if you're new around here. A couple of super chats here. MCFC Solo. They should walk back to Manchester. Shocking today. 2 centre-back pivot wasn't working. Pep should have made changes at the 30th minute. No attacking threat. To a man, Solo. To a man, they were poor. Bar Ederson. If Ederson wasn't as good as he was tonight, we're looking at 3-4-5-0. That's the God's honest truth. We're looking at 3-4-5-0. Standing off players, not going in for 50. The passing. With a Pep Guardiola team, there's one thing you're generally guaranteed. It's crisp, executed passing. Precise passing. Tonight, the sloppy passing was painful to watch. It was painful to watch. Simple, unforced errors. Left, right. We couldn't string 3 or 4 passes together for large parts of that game. Let's call a spade a spade. We couldn't string 3 or 4 passes together. This is a treble-winning team. Couldn't control a game for 3 or 4 passes. Red John. The hunger from our players isn't there anymore, not including Pep's tactics that aren't working anymore. 22 total shots from Villa speaks for itself. You have to put some respect on Villa. You do. They're a top team right now. They're doing really well. But for us to allow them 22 shots on goal, it speaks volumes. Total domination. Total and utter domination for Villa from the 1st to the 95th minute, whatever it was. Red John again. To be honest, rewatching the Office series over and over again are far more entertaining than watching Man City play every week right now. I know. Probably is, man. Probably is. I just don't know what it is. Is there a lack of hunger? Is there a huge amount of complacency? Is there a treble hangover? Can we click into this gear? Is it right for us to assume we're going to click into a gear that'll go on and win us the league? It's not, because nothing is a God's given right in football. It's not our God given right to just click into a gear in the second half of the season. You need to build up to it. You need to build up to it and stamp your authority, put in good performance, and then you click into your gear and go, right, this is where we hunt. We don't look like a team that's going to hunt right now. We look like a team that's going to fade away and fall into a top 4 battle. I'm not saying that'll be the case, but that's how it's looked for a month now. 4 games is a month. Stones was shocking today. He was. But I'm willing to kind of give him the leeway because he's not fit. He's not match sharp. And to be thrown into the number 6 role was a big ask. But, oh, man, let me check some of the stats. Let me check some more stats, man. Get your thoughts in. Get your thoughts in, man. We're 10 subscribers off 84.5k. So if you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, it would massively, massively be appreciated. I don't know, man. It's a bad time to have a dip in form like this because there's so much football coming up. There's so many big games. Nothing is a given. People are going to other teams will come to the Etihad now feeling they could get a draw, they could get a win because they're expecting City to switch off. City haven't played like City this season. Other than the 3-0 away to Man United, I can't think of one game this season where I said, yeah, that is a big performance. That is a smashing performance. There's none of them. No other game I've felt really good after. Alvarez, you're not a midfielder. Akanji, you're not a midfielder. Vardio, you're not a left back. And Walker, you stink right now. Stress, man. Stress. We could do it another international break. You're right. You're right. G-Ban. Stress, man. Stress. Tonight, like, you know those games where you watch and you just go, I know how this ends. I know how this ends. We knew how tonight was going to end. There was just nothing. Nunez came on, offered nothing. Kovacic came on, offered nothing. I saw what he was trying to do. I saw he was trying to regain some control of the midfield, but it was too far gone at that point. It's too far gone at that point. Villa have all the momentum. They dug their teeth in. They smelt blood. They knew what to do. It's a crap performance. It's a stinking performance. And I'm not going to put a positive spin on it. I'll talk about what I see. If you want to talk about the context of the league, is it done? No, it's not done. We're not out of any league race. But if we're going to talk about tonight's performance, stinking performance. We're so easy to play against right now. Tottenham and Liverpool, we killed ourselves with kind of 20, 25-minute periods of switching off. Tonight was a whole game of switching off. We never switched on. We never got into a proper gear that will give ourselves a chance to get something out of the game. Before the Tottenham game, I said, beat Tottenham and I'd take a draw at Villa Park. Now we've drawn with Tottenham and lost at Villa Park. And then drew at Liverpool and drew with Chelsea. Am I the only one who thinks there's a bit of an issue right now? Or is everybody else just thinking, nah, we'll all of a sudden become amazing in February? I believe we can, but you have to set the foundations. You have to give yourself a chance. No creativity, man. No creativity. Creativity is something you talk about when you actually have a bit of control. When you actually have possession and you're kind of going, well, what do you do with the possession? Forget creativity if you can't actually get the ball and keep it. You know what I mean? It's like last season in kind of January, February, where we had loads of the ball but didn't create anything. Now we have none of the ball. So we're not going to create anything. The possession says we had 54%. I'm not so sure. Because for me, it seemed like every time we got possession, we couldn't fucking keep it. We couldn't keep it. Ugh. Bloody hell, man. Bloody hell. Get your thoughts in, man. I wanna see what you guys have to say about this because look, I don't claim to be a genius. I just talk about what I see. Do you know what I'm saying? And tonight I saw shit. I saw crap, man. I saw crap. Like I said, I feel for the fans that went freezing cold night in Birmingham to watch that dross. Absolute dross. Absolutely crap, man. Absolutely crap. How did the Liverpool won tonight? I assume, did they? Liverpool are now second. So Arsenal are top with 36 points. Liverpool second with 34. Villa third with 32. And City fourth with 30. It's not irreparable. It's not something we can't fix. But you have to get a feel for how the team is doing. And is the room there to get better? Is the room there to get into the gear that we're all talking about? Can you get into that gear without Mahrez and Gundo? Can you? Can the players we brought in do that? Big up Dave, man, with the super chat. Are we not entitled to a season off? Bring on the Club World Cup and get players back. Titles are won after March. We'll be fine. I get what you're saying, Dave. But you'd like to think if we're going to push for a title from March onwards, we'd be in a position where we can push for a title. Now, we are still, thankfully, in a position where we can push for a title. But we can't start dropping more points, man. We can't. We need to put a run together. We need to put a proper run together. We need to start beating teams. We need to start putting in performances. Tonight, I wanted an angry performance. You can say if you want we're entitled to a season off. That's totally up to you. But there was a lot to be achieved this season. There is a lot to be achieved this season. A fourth Premier League in a row, unprecedented, never done before. The hunger should be there to do that. The hunger doesn't look there right now. Club World Cup, it's a whole new competition. We'll see what happens there. My hopeless optimist side says we will be fine. And something will happen. Some game will come along, hopefully Sunday, where we look like ourselves again and everything just looks right again. But we have to be able to call a spade when we've had a month like we've just had. That's 4 Premier League games where we've simply not been good enough. Red John again. Imagine if we lost the 115 charges, dropped to League One, plus the poor performance we're having right now. I bet most players would leave the club. I don't even want to think about that, John. I don't even want to think about that, man. The charges, what will be, man. What will be when it comes to the charges. We'll just see what happens. Look, I'm just here sharing my thoughts. I'm just here telling you what I think. If anybody thinks if anybody takes any hope from tonight's performance, I don't get it. But what you can take hope from is that we have in the past overcome these types of gaps. But I don't want it to get any bigger. Liverpool are thriving right now. Arsenal are thriving right now. Arsenal have got 5 last-minute winners this season. Now, you can look at that one of two ways. You can say that's not sustainable, and I'm sure you're right in saying that. Or else you could flip it on its head and say that's what champions do or potential champions do, and you'd probably be right in saying that too. It's up to you what way you feel about it. We need to start clicking into gear. We need to start getting angry. Pep needs to ignite some fire in that dressing room, and he needs to do it soon. I don't want to be I know who was it with the super chat here? Was it Dave? I know what Dave is saying by titles are won after March. I get that. Trust me, I'm not deluded in that sense. But you want to be within the reach to win the title for March. Even if we were, say, 5 points off the top in March, I'd say, yeah, you know what? City, we could hunt here. 5-6 points, we could hunt. And we're 6 points off top now. So there's no absolute, the world hasn't come crashing down upon us. But what I'm saying is the performances need to lift so that we can stay within 6 points or less when it comes to February, March. Because if we start to get to the 10-12 point stage, it doesn't matter if we click into gear. There's such a buffer there for whoever's on top that they just probably won't blow it. We can't rely on Arsenal to have another collapse like they did last season. And we don't know what Liverpool are capable of this season. They're a new package. We have to be within distance. We have to be. I have no doubt that we will click into a better gear than we're in right now. But we have to be close enough that it's effective when we do click in. Sinathan, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Or sign Nathan, CY Nathan. We're not really here. We'll be fine. It's December. I get that. I'm just talking about what we want, what we need to see, and what we need to do moving forward. I've stressed this enough now on this stream. Where there's no league lost or won tonight. Arsenal have not won a league. Liverpool have not won a league. And City have absolutely not lost a league. But performances need to improve. They absolutely do. The concentration levels that we showed after Christmas last season that clicked us into that gear from minute 1 all the way to 90. The team is zoned in, locked in, at an unplayable level. We've lowered from that. We've lowered from that this season. We can get back to that level, but there's question marks. There's definite question marks. Can the new signings fulfill that? Can the new signings pick up where we left off last season? Can we stay close enough that it's effective when we do, or if we do get to that gear? Red John again, man. Pep now realizes that he have bought mediocre players. Pep should start listening to the fans and stop expecting players to play multiple positions. Pep knows better than us. Look, it may look bad now because the performances aren't great, but Pep knows better than us. I trust, if there's any man I want to fix this issue right now in the world, we have him. It's Pep Guardiola. So as fans, we can't start, saying Pep out. Crazy to say anything like that. Do not even go there. Any like Pep out or questioning what he's doing or what he has done. There's no better man in world football to fix what I'm talking about than Pep Guardiola. So we need to be behind them. As a fan base, as a community, we need to be behind them. We can call out performances. I'll always call out performances. You know me. For those of you who watch me for a long time, you know I'll always call it out when I think what I'm seeing is shit. But if we're going to talk about the bigger picture, we have the right man for the job. He's proved it enough. He doesn't need to prove anything more to us. Pep should, and I believe will, fix this. Pep should, and I believe will find the solution. Pep should, and I believe will win the Premier League this season. Don't write off Manchester City. Don't write them off. But we all know, if we're putting our hands in our hearts, the last month has been tough. It's been tough. You know what I mean? With Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, and Villa, that's 12 points available. I think 6 points, 6 to 8 points would have been sufficient. Would have been like, okay, that's grand. But 3 is bad. 3 is bad. Nobody out. I didn't say Bernardo out. And I'm not saying anybody out. No one's going anywhere. I have full faith in this team. I have full faith in this manager. And I have full faith in this board when it comes to January business. I've got full faith in absolutely everybody. But it's got to improve. It's definitely got to improve. I don't know why you're saying Bernardo out. Bernardo's a legend of this club. It's tough, man. Listen, 800 people in the building. Please do me a favor and hit the like button. Just hit the like button, man. Makes my night a bit better if you do. Yeah, the Gundo one, man. The Gundo one. I miss Gundo, man. I miss Gundo a lot. I really do. Got some of my mates texting me now who are at the game saying they're frozen. Bernardo is a legend, man. He is a legend. Sunday's going to be tough. Did anybody watch Arsenal Luton the other night? Luton were impressive to me, man. They were impressive to me. And I think they'll be up for it. They'll feel they're playing us at the best time possible. When we're vulnerable, people are doubting us. Some players not playing well. Tactics are questionable. I need a big performance against Luton. Who we got? We got Palace after Luton, don't we? Yeah. So we got Luton on Sunday, Belgrade away, and then Palace at home. That's all just before the Club World Cup. So we've got 6 points to get before the Club World Cup. If we can get 6 points going into the Club World Cup, I say, right, okay. Because that means after the Club World Cup, at most, we're still only 6 points off top. They're not easy fixtures, G-Ban, I agree. They're not easy fixtures. I just can't get over tonight, man. I just can't get over tonight. I was so surprised at the lack of. I was so surprised watching the dynamic of the game, seeing a City team, a Pep Man City, this Man City team, being held under the cosh for such large periods of the game. Crazy, man. We need some January signings. We need Kevin De Bruyne. We need Rodri. We need Stones fit. Stones was not fit tonight. You could see the frustration in John Stones' face. He's not fit. He's not match sharp. Get rid of Calvin Phillips. Get some more midfielders in. Start playing Nathan Ake. Please, please, please. Start playing Nathan Ake. Drop Kyle Walker. I love Kyle Walker, but right now he doesn't deserve to be starting. Based on performance, he doesn't deserve to be starting. Go to 4 centre halves. Play John Stones right back. Diaz, Akanji, Ake. Yeah? Do you guys agree with me? Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Ake. Run that. Run that. Rodri in front. Let Stones join him in there. De Bruyne and Foden maybe. Then you can go Grealish, Doku, Haaland, Bernardo. Right now, it's all over the shop. It's all over the shop. Player combinations that they're not used to. Players playing positions they're not used to. There's a lot of factors feeding into these poor performances. Trust me, chat. When I criticize a performance like I am right now, I'm criticizing what I saw, but I know there's a lot of contributing factors into why it was so poor. Like I just said, players out of position, player combinations they're not used to. Last season, when we won the treble, you knew the back four. You knew it. Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Ake. Boom. Solid back four. They played together week in, week out. They all know their roles. They're competent. They're confident. Right now, don't know, man. Don't know. Don't know. These things need time. New players need time. Brother. Let me see is there any news on City Extra? Anything from anyone? Any quotes? Anything? How do you lot feel? I know there's a lot of you will still feel like, belief, and I'm with that. I do believe that. But it is a bit demoralizing when you see nights like tonight. Surely we're all on the same page there. Pep says, on what was missing tonight for Man City, we played with our desire. It was there, but they played better and we struggled, especially in the first half. The second half was completely different. We adjusted something we spoke before and we didn't do that. At the end, in the final third, the quality of the pass or the movement, we didn't find it all of the game. Didn't find that any of the game, Pep. Aston Villa were better. They play a fantastic game and we struggled to make our process and be more aggressive in some moments and behind. The better team won. He's right. The better team won. It's my duty, my job to come back from the situation because always for many years we found ways to win. Sometimes playing well, sometimes not. Now we're struggling. We have to change the dynamic as soon as possible against Luton and Palace. He's right. He's right. So I'm glad he sees that. Our midfield needs to be discussed. I am. It was crap. You have 3 players in the midfield tonight who are not midfielders. Like I said, EH says KDB will fix it. KDB will go a long way. He'll go a long way to helping us and fixing some of our problems. But you can't expect him to fix them all. You can't expect De Bruyne to come in and fix absolutely everything. He'll go a long way because he's that good. He's that guy. But you can't expect him to do it on his own. He needs other players around him to lift their game. And he's a leader as well. He's a leader. We need leadership. I feel like we're lacking leadership right now. I really do. Because levels can't drop as low as they have if you have a proper leader. Vincent Kompany wouldn't allow this. Fernandinho wouldn't allow this. Gundogan wouldn't allow this. De Bruyne wouldn't allow this. So Kyle Walker, start not allowing it. Ruben Diaz, start not allowing it. Call out your midfield if they're not doing their jobs. Call out your midfield if they're being overrun. Red John, Vardiol is not a left back. Drop a Kanji Farake. Alvarez not a playmaker. Walker can't play centre back or pivot role. Kovacic can't play the shadow striker role like Gundo, and Foden can't replace Mahrez role. There's a lot there. It's up to you guys if you want to agree with everything he's saying. I agree with the most of it, to be fair. I do. Big up Red John, man, actually, for all the super chats. Appreciate your support, brother. If you don't want a super chat, guys, that's perfectly cool. Just hit the like button. Free to do. Over 700 still here. I'm glad you guys get to share your frustrations with me. If you think I'm being an idiot, you're more than welcome to tell me, because I probably am most of the time. But please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new around here. I'd love to hit 85k as soon as possible. Like, I'm glad I have this platform. I'm glad I get to speak to you guys day to day, because I'd go crazy if I had to keep my thoughts to myself all the time. Do you know what I mean? If I had no one to bounce off, my granddad and my dad, you know, and my mum, the City fans in my house, I talk to them, but do you know what I mean? They're not as emotional as me. So I'm glad I get to chat to you a lot. So make sure you're subscribed and join the community. I mean, people saying you could drop Ruben Diaz for what, though? Drop Diaz for what? Who do you bring in? What do you do? I don't know. I'm not even being like cheeky. I just don't know. I would have preferred Foden in where Alvarez was tonight. I would have massively preferred where Alvarez was tonight for Phil Foden to be there. And maybe just put Alvarez on the left wing. I know it's not his role, but I think Foden would have been more impactful in the midfield. Alvarez, I like Alvarez a lot, but I've said this. You lot know I've said this for a long time. He's not a midfielder. His natural instinct is to be where Haaland is. He wants to do Haaland. He wants to do what Haaland does, I should say. He doesn't want to be in the midfield. He doesn't want to have the pressure of controlling the park. He wants to be further up the pitch. At least Foden kind of knows what he's meant to do when he's in there. Even Grealish would have been a massive help today. Massive. That game was crying out for a Jack Grealish. A game where we had no control. At least he will give some control. That was crying out for Jack Grealish. I know a lot of you don't like Grealish, but you know that's his kind of game. Even just win us a few fouls, give our midfield some respite, give our defense some respite. Jack Grealish would have been all over that. I'm seeing this a lot recently. This one here. Dino, that was possibly one of the worst performances under Pep Guardiola I've ever seen. I'm seeing that a lot recently. I love Grealish. Everyone knows I love Grealish. But I'm also honest enough in my assessment of him that he's not been great this season, but we know how good he can be, because he was excellent last season. He was. But tonight, we could have done with a Jack Grealish. So him being suspended didn't help. Really didn't. Look, the point of everything I'm saying here is it can be fixed. It can be fixed. The league's not lost. I've seen people on Twitter saying league's gone. I've seen Arsenal fans jeering us, league's gone. It's not gone, mate. If you're going to write us off, do it at your own peril. Do it at your own risk. Write us off if you want, but it's your own risk. I don't think we're done. I really don't. Pep is the right man to fix this, but we got to get going, brother. We got to get going, man. Jason, big up Jace, man. Alvarez crosses are actually mint when he gets time to whip them in. Don't know why he doesn't try him on the left and get Phil go ham down the middle. Literally just said that, Jace, mate. Literally, and I agree. Couldn't agree anymore. He does have a good final product, Alvarez. You're right. His crossing can be decent. He puts a lot of power on them, and they're quick. So I'd like to see Phil Foden in the middle and Alvarez on the right or the left. I don't care at this point. Just get him out of the middle. Big up, Jace, for the super chat. Appreciate that, man. Need a statement game against Luton. Absolutely. Absolutely. Luton needs to be a big performance. Just to get the fans not back on side, but back feeling good again, back going, right, there's the fight we want to see. Because tonight there was no fight. 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 We need that fight back, man. Yeah. Listen, it was tough. It was tough to watch. I'm not gonna try and paint a positive picture on what we saw tonight, but I am gonna paint a positive picture on the season. Good business in January. Get everybody back and fit. Stones, Diaz, and Rodri. Or Stones, De Bruyne, Rodri. Those three back fully fit and playing consistently will go a long way. But we need more business on top of that. I said that before the season started, that we needed business then. So now we definitely need business. Especially when Champions League kicks in, you're going to want a deeper squad. Those three coming back, fully fit, ready to go, will help a lot. Pep, knock the complacency on the head out of the squad. If there is complacency there, make sure you get out of the squad. Be ruthless, drop players, be happy, be trigger happy, and drop players who need dropping. Kyle Walker needs dropping. I'm gonna put myself out there and say that he needs dropping. I don't know why you're saying can't even beat Villa, Harry, man. They're a really, really, really good team right now. Really, really good team right now. Listen, big respect and credit to Unai Emery and Aston Villa. Big credit and respect to them. Absolutely magnificent job he's doing there. But focusing on us, I don't care. We should be beating them. Walker, Josco, and Alvarez must be dropped. I think Walker should. I don't know about drop Alvarez, but definitely move him around somewhere else because the midfield thing's not working. Josco, yeah, take him out for a bit. I think Vardiel's a really good player. I just don't think he's a left back. I think he's a left-sided centre back. And I think because he's so young, all the spotlight he's getting right now, he's under the microscope. Take him out of the spotlight and put Ake back in. Let Ake have a run of games. Let Ake have a go. So we know how good Ake is. Yeah. Look, listen, we've been live 45 minutes. Jesus. Didn't realize how long I've kept you all. I'm gonna go in, play some play some PlayStation, wind down a bit. But like I said, crap performance. Genuinely was crap. But don't lose the faith. Please, please, please don't lose the faith. We have the right man. We have Pep Guardiola. If there's any man that can fix this and improve this, at least, it's him. It's him. So keep the faith and trust him. I trust him. You should trust him. You can criticize performances. I'm never gonna get angry at anybody for criticizing a performance, because that's what we're allowed to do. I never understand the fans who are like, "Why are you criticizing the performance?" Yada yada yada. Stop acting spoiled. It's not being spoiled. It's talking about the game I just saw. Being spoiled will be me sitting here saying, "Get Pep Guardiola out. Get him out." No, I've got full faith, and I'm keeping the faith, and I believe. But we all know it needs to improve. It needs to improve. I'm going to wrap it up now, people. Big up to each and every single one of you. I appreciate you all joining me tonight. Really, really good numbers. It's always great to share these frustrations and good moments good and bad. I'll be here. We will be there. We will be there. And I hope you're here too. So please do me a massive favor and just hit the like button. It really, really helps. We're getting so close to 85K. So subscribe, share it to a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. And let's help us get to 85K. Then we can all push for 100K. Some big giveaways coming, some competitions, all that good stuff. We're trying to grow this community, and I love all of you being a part of it. We're all a big family, man. We all have to enjoy the good moments together, and we have to be able to talk about the bad moments too. It's part of football. But don't lose the head. Don't start calling for players on Twitter. Don't start getting on each other's backs. We all need to be together. We need to be together as a community. Because that's what worked for us. That's what's always worked for us. One thing we have over every other fan base is we are one. They are not. Every other fan base is always divided on something. We're not. So stick together. Look out for each other, both in a football context and in just a human context. Anybody you know that's struggling with anything, always look out for each other. Football is a big thing in life for all of us. But look after each other, right? Good night and God bless, people. In a bit.